Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Friday, April the 3rd, race number 8 at Oaklawn Park. It is a really nice optional claiming race for some horses that might be prepping for the Oaklawn Handicap. It's at 1.16 miles, and our coverage is brought to you by the Own a Thoroughbred initiative from the Ontario HBPA. Make 2020 your year for excitement. Visit ownathorough.ca for current ownership opportunities. Call the HBPA of Ontario's ownership specialist, Stacey Roberts, for more information, or visit ownathorough.ca. Here's the field for race number 8 at Oaklawn Park on Friday. Remember that you can download free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Download them, handicap along with us. This is a really solid group of horses, Mike, but I think there's also a good amount of speed in here. As we take a look at the Timeform US pace projector, Pirates Punch the 5 might be the more quality early speed, but Lenstar is pretty fast as well.
Yeah, I agree. This is a really good field. Pirates Punch, not only is quality speed, but he's in form speed as well, Dan. And Lenstar, he may not be quite as good, but he looks like a one-way horse to me. I'll expect a pretty fast pace in here.
The one exclamation point can also be close to the pace. He has shown plenty of speed in his career. He was right up close when he won the $250,000 Oaklawn Mile during the 2019 Oaklawn meet. Things didn't go right for him in his 2 subsequent starts, however, for Brad Cox. I like that they gave him a long layoff. He returned for Steve Asmussen last time out, and although beaten at odds on, I think that was a nice prep run.
I thought it was a good prep run, too. He actually ran pretty well in that race, Dan. He had some trouble at the start of that race, was very game all the way. Never really had enough to get into it, but I thought he was very game to finish 4th in there. And when you start, looking through his past performances, he's pretty good second off the layoff, too. I'm expecting this horse to take a step forward here.
Number 2 is Mixed Star. And while Mixed Star is stakes place sprinting on the turf and has spent the majority of his career on the turf, he's 3 for 4 lifetime on dirt, including this victory at Delta Downs back on January the 10th. We'll take a look at Mixed Star in here. And Mike, he went right to the front. He controlled the pace. He kicked on home. 82 Beyer speed figure might not get it done in this salty field. And I doubt he's going to get the lead in here. That seems like his preferred running style.
It does. This was a long battle for him in this race. He finally prevailed at the end. Listen, I thought he ran well. I'm not going to knock his dirt form for a very good trainer, but this is not an easy spot. He looks like he's in too tough to me.
CZ Rocket, the number 3, is listed as a first-time gelding, and he has plenty of back races that could win this. Several triple-digit Beyer speed figures on the page, including a runner-up effort at 1.16 miles, 3 starts back behind the sharp Pioneer Spirit. Now, he exits a race that produced 3 next-out winners, the winner coming back to take the Essex with a 97 Beyer, the runner-up coming back to win the Temperance Hill with a 93. That was a live race. My issue with CZ Rocket are twofold. A, I think he likes to be close to the pace, and maybe the pace shape will work against him. And B, I always liked him at slightly shorter distances.
Yeah, the second one there is sort of my concern with him, Dan. I do think he might be a little better going shorter than this. I mean, they haven't really stretched him. He's a horse who's 6 years old now. They stretched him right around 2 turns for the first time at this meet last year on a sloppy track, and he didn't run well. And then didn't do it again until he ran well at Churchill 3 starts back. But overall, 2-turn form's not great. I feel like he's the horse to beat in this race. I think he has the best race available, and he's a very fair price on the morning line. I'm just a little concerned that he doesn't want to go this far.
Gato Guapo is the number 4, shipping in from New Mexico for the high percentage Diodoro barn off of a stakes placing at Sunland. Let's watch the Currybo handicap on March the 15th, where Gato Guapo runs second. And he did some work in this race on the pace throughout, and he just finished second to Restrained Vengeance, who's a solid horse from Southern California.
I mean, he ran well in here, Dan. Basically, that's the story of his career. He just sort of shows up and runs well every time. It doesn't matter the surface, and they just sort of move him around to different tracks, and that doesn't bother him either. He's a really solid horse. I just feel like he's found himself in a really tough spot here. I'm not going to knock him, but he's 9-2 on the line. I wouldn't bet him at that price.
Pirates Punch is the number 5. This horse has hit the board in his last 7 races, graded stakes placed last time out, went 3rd in the Mineshaft Handicap, finishing directly ahead of a horse that came back to run 2nd in the Grade 2 New Orleans Classic with a 94 Beyer. Now, our colleague Mary Rampolini talked to trainer Grant Forster in the DRF Race Advance. And Forster mentioned that Pirates Punch missed the New Orleans Classic due to a little skin rash. If this horse is on his best game, he's going to be out there on the lead, and he's plenty good enough to win this.
Yeah, he's a very dangerous horse. And I think his merits are obvious. He's got the fast race, 2 starts back. He ran well in a grade 3 last time. And basically ever since they, finally dropped him all the way down in class to break his maiden, he's just run nothing but good races. He's a super dangerous horse in here on the lead. I guess the question is, how fast does he have to go early?
The number 6 is Laughing Fox. Laughing Fox won the $300,000 Oaklawn Invitational as a 3-year-old. And I like that after that race, Steve Asmussen, who is known for very cleverly spotting his horses, was aggressive with Laughing Fox. He likes this horse. He ran him in the Preakness, the Jim Dandy, the Travers, all spots that were very, very tough. Laughing Fox used those races, well, with middling results. His first start of the year, I'm willing to give him. He just didn't fire off of a lengthy layoff. Last time out, he caught a sloppy track where I don't think he likes the slop. And B, he didn't break well. He made this big 4-wide move into a slow pace, and he understandably flattened out. I think he's rounding into form. I don't know what I think about the blinkers. I was sort of confounded by the blinkers on as well, but otherwise I agree with everything you said about him. He felt like sort of maybe a progressive 3-year-old who wasn't quite top tier, but he ran okay in some better races. His first start off the layoff, Dan, he got bumped early. He didn't really make a run in there, but I'm willing to give him that one. He actually ran pretty well last time. I feel like he's going to take another step forward here. And the best thing about him is he's got the right running style for this race. It feels like they should go fast in front of him, and he wants to run late. Another horse going third off the layoff is the number 7, Lenstar, for trainer Nick Zito. His last win came at Park Sprinting, however. In his 2 races at Oaklawn this year, he hasn't been embarrassed, but we'll go back to his most recent start on March the 1st, where he set the pace, was able to clear off from the far outside post, made the lead, and he just didn't have it in the stretch that day. This is a horse that we've known for a long time. He's sort of been stuck at this non-winners at 2 other than condition, for a while now. If he has to push Pirates Punch early, it might be too tough for him to overcome.
Yeah, that's how I looked at it, too. I mean, he's run some good races, and I do respect his early speed. But if he has to race Pirates Punch early, he's probably going to be in trouble because that horse, to be honest, is just better than he is.
Kuralov is up next, and he was grade 1 place for trainer Chad Brown on the turf. Ever since Brad Cox got his hands on Kuralov, however, he's pretty much tried to make him a dirt horse, and he has been first or second in his last 4 races, including this win from off the pace most recently at Oaklawn Park. And I like the way he did it. I think this is a weaker field, a $35,000 starter allowance. But Kuralov has now won 2 in a row. His confidence should be sky high, and he should get the right setup.
Yeah, I mean, I can see him getting the right trip in this race, and I respect that he's sort of a back classer. He was facing some good competition, back in 2017, 2018, before he endured a very long layoff. Well, listen, he goes for Cox, who wins tons of races. He's obviously in good form again now. I don't think it should go unnoticed, Dan, that he got back into form running against claiming horses, and this is a stakes quality allowance field he's in now.
And true enough, the number 9 is Rated R Superstar. This will be his first race out of the stakes ranks since January of 2019. He is a legitimate stakes horse on his best day. His lack of early speed often puts him behind the 8 ball, but if the Timeform US pace projector is correct, he should get something to run at, and I'm not going to hold the Temperance Hill against him last time. They tried him a 1.5 miles, and he ran a lot better than I thought. I didn't think a 1.5 miles would be within his scope.
I agree. I thought he ran a lot better in that race than I thought he would as well. I mean, listen, he's a 2-time graded stakes winner who wants to run from off the pace in a race with plenty of speed in front of him. He makes tons of sense in this race.
Let's take a look at our top pick for Friday's DRF race of the day. Mike, I think we both have the same idea. Laughing Fox is 10-1 on the morning line. I think he was up against it from a pace standpoint. I don't think he likes a wet track, and he should get some pace to run at. I'm not sure if we'll get the 10 considering it's Asmussen, but we should get a nice price on this horse.
Yeah, I can see him being a fair price as well. I don't really know how they're going to bet this race. And I think, what price these horses go off at post time is going to be very important because a lot of different horses can win. I just like the way Laughing Fox is coming into it, and he should have pace to run at.
Mike's going 6-1, 3, and 5. I'm going 6, 3, 5, and 4 on your Friday DRF race of the day. It's the 8th at Oaklawn with an approximate post time of 4:38 Central. Best of luck.